Okay, welcome everyone to the September 29th PA meeting where we are, dealing with our second full week of school, and we have several agenda items. But first, before we do that, let's go ahead and approve the meeting minutes from last week, which were posted online. So do I have in the chat anybody second to approve? Veronique, second to approve. All those in favor, you can put your hands up or say aye in the chat. I don't know. Okay, I see everybody is approved, and there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and mute everyone and ask Claire to go ahead for the principal's report.
Good evening. I just have to say we had a good first day. It was really wonderful to see children, and it was very smooth. And actually, as far as the report, we've been practicing with the teachers, and it really made a difference because we were able to get into the building pretty quickly. We had a lot of people do temperature checks, and we had everybody stationed. We made a couple of adjustments, which I sent you guys emails. We were able to debrief so we can make it even smoother for tomorrow. Luckily today, everybody was healthy. We didn't have any kids that were not healthy or staff. So that's my report. It's a good first day. Nice to see children, I'll tell you that. It was really great. I went to every classroom and made the loudspeaker, and kids were just happy to see each other. They were just really happy. So it seemed good.
That's great. Claire, I have to say, I can't imagine how you are dealing with it with even on Friday, the changes in staffing that the DOE made for teachers. That would be so hard, but thank you for at least going the first day. I'm hoping we can make it through the week, so at least the hybrid kids,
thank you to Jason, because he helped Carrie and Ben and I. We made a video. He was the director, an amazing director. I think it really helped. No, it did. It really helped. I got a lot of emails saying thank you as a preview. So more videos to come. And I think that lessened people's nerves. So that was really great. I appreciate the help.
Yeah, for sure. Are there any questions? We can put those in the chat for Claire real quick that we can talk about. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and go on to our next business if somebody wants to type in some questions. Oh yeah, good question, Charlene. How many teachers do you still need, Claire?
Put it in the chat.
Oh, okay, she'll put it in the chat. Excellent. 6 teachers. Anything else? We'll give a couple seconds for people to ask any other further questions. Okay, great. Sorry, come on in. My dog is scratching. All right. Oh, thank you, Blythe. That's wonderful. All right, so we have something to vote on as it comes to the budget. Now, we have not approved the budget for the coming year, but we do have kind of a special circumstance and kind of something that's come up that we feel like the best thing to do is for us to vote on it as a PA body. And I'm going to go ahead and let Barrett, the current treasurer, speak to that issue.
Hi, everybody. So we got a request from the school. We are short devices for about 37 kids. And as you know, we're making a big effort to make sure that every kid has everything they need to do their schoolwork, whether it's at home or in the school. This is because of the DOE, getting either backed up or not. Getting everything that needs to get to the school. It is something that the DOE is supposed to provide. And I looked into whether we would get reimbursed if we were to provide it, which we would not. However, I think the exec PA is in a consensus that we have a tech fund that has sat for a year now. All funds that were set aside for specific things in our tech fund were used for what they were used for. So we still have $20,000 that is sitting in that fund, and we would like to go ahead and take the money that is needed, which is about $12,000 to $13,000 of that 20 that's in that tech fund, to help get the devices to the kids that need them as soon as possible, so that they don't spend any more time without the access that they need. We, we'll continue to make sure that this is done well, with due diligence, obviously. We feel it goes directly to the student and teachers, and the Chromebooks that are needed are licensed by the DOA. So we have the licenses already. So they would be licensed for the school. They're not going like to the student, like here's a computer. So my understanding is that we would then, if for some reason we were no longer remote, we could still get use out of these devices at the school for other purposes that they could be used for. So we want to have a vote because it's an amount of money that's being spent, above $1,000, and it is coming out of our restricted tech fund. It would help to provide 37 devices for kids who still are in need of devices.
And Tatiana maintains that list.
Yes.
And one of the things that's different than last year is that I think last year when people felt like they were going to be online for, I don't know, just the remainder of the year, and now it's clear that we're going to be there. A lot more people have come forward needing devices.
So we were able to get devices to everybody who needed it last year. However, I think there were people that, whether it's a family with, working from home, they may have been like, oh, I'll let my kid use my computer for this time and then I'll use it. But now that this is, a full-time thing, and it's a full-time thing even for the kids going into school, because they are working remotely half the week as well. And they are bringing their devices to the school as well. So we just want to have a vote and hope that we can get these devices to the kids that need them without waiting on the DOE, which could be who knows how long.
So I see some questions coming in the chat. I know they're Chromebooks, and that's what the DOE is wanting our kids to use. And also funds that for teachers, for like teacher technology as well. That would be, is there anybody who has a question about the release of the funds? Again, this was a technology restricted funds that if we vote on as a PA to release those for this kind of purpose, we can do that. We can't spend it on anything else. So the kind of aspect of getting the Chromebooks and getting those things in people's hands, that's something we can talk about a little bit later. But is there anybody who has a question in the chat specifically about the use of the funds? I'll give a couple seconds. No, people might be typing. Okay, that sounds good. I'm going to go ahead and launch the poll. This is what we'll use. It should be anonymous for voting on special technology. This is not how we typically have to do online. We can bring up motions and do it in the chat, but I wanted to run through it before we get to the voting for the PA position. So I'm going to go ahead and launch this poll. And we'll let this stay up for a little bit. Give it 10 more seconds just to allow everybody. And closing the poll. Very good. Thank you so much. We're going to share the results. That's, if everyone can see that. So the motion the release has been approved, and the new PA will come back to the parents on how that money was used, how the technology got into the hands of the students and the teachers that it got into, along with the approval of a budget that's coming up for this coming 2020-2021 year. Okay, so now we go into, is there any IDC report? I don't know if there's an IDC representative here. I hope so. I know that, well, at least I got a message from IDC. Malika, I know you're involved with the IDC, but more as a parent and not necessarily an official role. So is there anybody from the IDC that can just give maybe an IDC report? I want to be sure to include that. The IDC is the, I always forget the I, isn't that diversity committee? What's the I? Malika.
Inclusive.
Inclusive, yeah,
Yeah,
Inclusion and Diversity
yeah.
Committee. Yes, thank you. All right, the Inclusion and Diversity Committee. It is kind of a subset of parents that look at equity issues, look at issues around race, mobility, all kinds of things, and they articulate, have a great vision and mission in working with both the PA and the administration in helping to bring, you know, justice issues and awareness to our school in a host of different ways. So, okay, I don't see someone here for right now. All right, so the way that this works is we have, I want to give an opportunity of everyone to be able to speak that wants to speak. Our nominations for candidates are closed, and we have one contested office, and that's for the elementary school SLT position. There's one position, and we have two people running for that. That's Anu and Danielle, and I'm going to give them an opportunity to speak about what they hope to bring to the SLT, and then we'll vote on them. But otherwise, every position remaining on the PA, that is co-presidents, co-vice presidents, co-secretaries, co-treasurers, and the middle school SLT position are running uncontested. And so when we have something running uncontested, we can go ahead and just have a motion in saying, do we approve all of these slate, you know, like we can just motion everybody into those positions. But I'm going to go ahead and do the poll again, another one, and this is to vote in all non-contested PA positions. Again, that's for every position that's available. The co-president, co-vice president, co-secretaries, co-treasurer, and the middle school SLT. And just so you know, this is Lisa Cussel and Paulina Pervera, Paulina as co-presidents, and Allison Papaya, Linda Sapphire as co-vice presidents, co-treasurer Barrett and Rasan, and coach secretary is Elizabeth Green and Rachel Connors. And then the school leadership team for middle school will be Allison Holden. So I'm going to go ahead and launch that poll, and we'll give about 30 seconds for you to go ahead and vote on that. Perfect. Thank you so much. And so, yes, congratulations to the new PA members. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you so much. Paulina, would you please share with us how to pronounce your last name? Thank you.
Hi, good evening, everybody. My last name is going to be a test for everybody. It's Pereira Riverol. But if you want to, if you want to, you know, make it easier on your tongue, you can say Pereira Riverol.
Paulina, thank you so much.
And be Paulina.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so now we come to the vote for the lower school SLT position. And I just want to give a moment for Danielle and Anu to speak. So Danielle, is there anything you would like to share about why you would like this position?
Hi, can everybody hear me? I am Danielle Alden. I am Xander Alden's mom. Xander is in 2nd grade. Actually, Anu and I are in the same class. Our kids are in the same class. We actually together have been class parents in the past. I'm excited to be I nominated myself, but I'm excited to be nominated for the position of SLT. I think it's a really important position to have in the school. And I think it's one of the very uniquely positioned spaces to be, because there's a lot of opportunity to talk to our faculty, communicate with our student body in a way that I think is really important now, especially this year. And I'm just, I'm glad that I'm happy to be considered, and yeah, that's
Thank
me
you.
in a nutshell.
Thank you so much,
And
Danielle.
I guess professionally, I am
Oh,
the
yeah.
director of special events at the Girl Scouts of Greater New York. And I have had a long career in nonprofits, in children-led, children leadership development nonprofits. So I could bring that to this position as well. And I'm responsible for bringing in well over $1 million for the Girl Scouts. So should this not work out, I'm also happy to lend my support with fundraising if asked.
Thank you so much, Danielle. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Anu, would you like to share?
Yes, hi everyone. Thanks, Danielle, and thanks to all of you who are volunteering with the PA. We need you all this year more than ever. And so I know many of you, my son Sahil has been at MSC for 9 years. He just graduated last year and started at Beacon High School this year. And I have a daughter, Ruhi, in the 2nd grade. She's been here since kindergarten. I guess this is my 10th year here, and as you all know, who know me, I love MSC. I also love to hate MSC, but I also love to love MSC. But I, like many of you, also like to roll my sleeves up and do a lot of work for the school. I think I've volunteered for pretty much anything that can be volunteered for. So I'll talk about the things I've actually led, because I've held significant positions for a number of committees here. I led the pre-K tours. I led the parent welcome committee for kindergarten parents. I was the co-chair of the auction 1 year. I was one of the co-founders of the book room. I have done a number of grade-wide initiatives, like putting together the yearbook for the 8th grade, helping to organize Rise to 6, and a number of other grade-wide events for the middle school. I've done a lot of social justice activism with the middle schoolers, and I've been a class parent for almost every year that I've been here, and a recess parent, and ran the county fair 1 year, for those of you who remember that thing. For the years before the scaffolding. So I think I have a lot of familiarity with the school. My interest in the SLT comes from a background in higher education. I'm a professor at Barnard and Columbia. The college and the university right now are working on initiatives to partner with public schools in the area. A number of faculty members have kids in schools in the area, so this is something that I'm hoping to be a bridge with. But before I got my PhD and went into academia, I worked for the Robin Hood Foundation and worked specifically as a director of the Library Initiative, which was an initiative with the public schools. And we worked with the DOE to put school libraries in public schools around the city. So I have a lot of I guess background in the DOE, as well as with things like building curriculum, making book lists, developing curriculum with teachers and principals. So I think I have a lot of different kinds of experience to build into this position. I also like to collaborate, so that's my hope, is to bring those things into this position. But it is this kind of year where it's really all hands on deck. So my hope is not to compete against Danielle, because for goodness sake, we should all be working together. So if there's a way that all of us can be working on something that really builds on all of our skill sets, that's kind of what should be happening this year. So That's all I'll say. Thank you so much.
Here, Anu, can we vote for both? I wish. That's absolutely right. Thank you, Anu, for that. Really appreciate that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. And again, this is a really important thing. And even adults need to be reminded, you know, we're trying to pick someone who's already volunteered their time. Like this is not, you know, both Danielle and Anu would be great in serving in the SLT, which Justin leads so ably. So to have an abundance of people is a real blessing. So I just want to thank the two of you for putting your names out there for doing that, and everyone else. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and launch the poll for the SLT. We'll leave it up for about 30 seconds, and there you go. Okay, we're going to go ahead and end the poll, and I will share the results. There we go. Anu has been elected to the SLT. Thank you, Danielle, again for submitting your name. I really appreciate it. And I'm sorry that you said you've raised money for the Girl Scouts, so because I'm sure the PA will be reaching out to you. You maybe should have kept that.
Don't throw that out there lightly. If you need,
yes,
I'm here to support. This is what
that's
I do.
awesome. Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, I just want to say thank you everyone so much for being here and for being such a great group of parents. I tell you, I can't believe it's been 2 years since I've been in this position, and getting to work with so many of you and getting to be able to obviously partner with Maura and then Diane has been just a true blessing in my life, and also the entire PA. They work so hard, and I am just so excited and thrilled about not just the people that are on the PA, but the temperament of the people that are on PA. These are people who want to look for solutions, want what's best for the kids, have an eye towards equity and towards making things better. And I really feel so optimistic and hopeful and confident that MSC's days are ahead of it, are just sky high and much better than we could all imagine, even in a difficult situation. I want to thank Claire for being somebody who sat with me for numerous hours and days and weeks, talking and going over things, and even in difficult situations. Claire was always someone who received truth and didn't shy away from talking and wanting what's best for the kids in the community. And so, Claire, I really respect you and appreciate the heart that you have for the kids and for your willingness to work really hard to make things the best that you're able to make them. So thank you. And I appreciate each one of you. And I cannot wait to be in the PA meeting to ask several questions of the new PA leadership. So anyway, thank you all so much. If there's anything else, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording right now. And that will be the conclusion of our PA meeting.